This is Brisket. If you can see him, I know that oh, there you go. Now you can probably see him. It just looks like I was probably just filming my chair there for a second. Brisket's doing okay. He's been eating a bit less. I started him out on L-lysine, and then he decided that he just didn't like the taste of the L-lysine. And then he started eating less even after I stopped the L-lysine. So I'm expecting him to have a little bit of a drop in weight tomorrow when I weigh him. But he's still energetic, he's still playful, he's still very affectionate, as you can see. But I would like to get him back up to eating his full meals so that I can continue to give him his L-lysine so that his sneezes and watery eyes will get, taken care of. This is Zora, and I'm beginning to suspect I may need to start feeding her less. Though, actually, right now, she looks fat, but actually, in reality, right now, she's just really flattened herself down against my backpack. You can't really tell, but trust me. But still, I am starting to wonder if it might be time for me to actually scale back her feeding a little. She likes to take every opportunity she can to get at Brisket's food. So while Brisket here tends to be a bit more of a grazer, that's Brisket in case you don't remember, this one, Zora, has a tendency to try and get at Brisket's food, which makes me glad for these feeders, but Zora's figured out a way to get her paw in under there and start just plucking out individual bits of meat cereal out when she wants them. She is a smart one, and smart cats are hard to thwart. There might be a way for me to get just the right size box to stick that in and then have Brisket just make a Brisket-sized hole to keep Zora from squeezing in and things like that. Although I'm pretty sure it's just simply another arms race between me trying to find ways to keep Zora out of things and then Zora finding her way into things. Brisket is taking lessons from her. Yeah? What do you want? Yeah? He probably wants me to either let him out this door or in that door. That door is out into the actual hallway, which I don't want Brisket out. At least not without his harness. And then that's the broom closet. Brisket! Oh, hi, Zora. So in terms of news, that's pretty much just it. Just, trying to get this one to eat more and maybe this one to start eating less. I'm going to look into, I'm going to be trying to take a look at her profile to see if she looks healthy weight or if I might have to actually bring down her food a bit. But that's Brisket. That's Zora. There will be a quiz at the end of this video. Meow. Meow. What do you want? Is it here? Is it through here you want? He gets points for determination. But I'm not going to let you out, buddy. And he's been out in the hallway. I've taken him exploring, but only with a harness. And, well, it would be too difficult for me to actually put a harness on him one-handed. So, in terms of channel news, it's slow going. Some delays on the 6502 video. I recorded one, but I just found I was babbling a little too much. Plus, I had forgotten some sequencing I had done. So I'm going to actually redo my script again. I'm in no rush to actually get that out, but I would like to start getting into more varied content. I just, keep thinking to do some things last minute, and most of my content is these guys, which is done last minute. You've probably already seen me post some Hitman videos or something like that. Just, yeah. Obviously, the chief content of my channel seems to be these two. That's Brisket, just as a reminder. Oh, she came after the... This is Zora. That's Brisket. there's no actual news for Zora. She's just been doing great. I'm not sure. She's been having fights with the Greebles, and I saw her. What sounded like one landed on top of her, and she had to run for it this morning. It was very interesting. But yeah, Brisket here has my primary concerns right now. Although nothing that makes me want to get the vet involved. He was the one who suggested the L-lysine, which has just been tricky to get Brisket to get. I have the powdered form, and if I had known it had come in other forms, I would have looked for that. That's on me for not actually researching the L-lysine supplement that would help him with his immune system and maybe finally get the sneezes and watery eyes in check. But he hasn't actually sneezed these last couple of days. But if you look closely, especially in person, you'll see that he does still have watery eyes at times. But like, he's still energetic. Aside from the fact that he's getting a bit picky, he still has an appetite. Nope. Yep, there he is. Oh. Oh. He's still the sweetest guy. He is, in terms of age, I should probably say this, he's 6 months and a couple of weeks. Zora, I adopted her in April. She was about a year old then, so I believe that she's almost a year and a half. I peg her birth date as having been March of 2021 sometime, so about a year and a half almost. Possibly a year and a half. He's definitely March of this year. So they're, not far off in terms of birth date. I think Zora's actually maybe a little less than a year and a half. I'm not exact. I'd have to look at her paperwork from when I adopted her. I know her backstory. I actually am not sure if I know all the Brisket's backstory, but I can always go to the shelter and say, hey, the Colors group of kittens, Cobalt and them, which was Brisket's original name, Cobalt. They could have been born there at the shelter. I know a cat that was born at that shelter. I sent pictures of her to the Kitten Academy Seniors channel. A cat by the name of Nova, also a black cat, actually. Yeah. I know Zora wasn't born there. She's actually from a 14-cat household. I've mentioned that several times on this channel. So I suspect she was born there, considering her age. She was barely at the shelter by the time I had actually picked her up. Like, she hadn't even been spayed just yet until, she had been freshly spayed when I finally got to pick her up. But yeah. And the backstories are fun, but they're not super duper important, What matters is the story that they write with you as their, with me as their duder, as their cat dad. Right now they're just sort of settling down. They just had lunch, so that's usually a time for grooming. Maybe a little bit of cuddles like Brisket here. I should really talk about some other things. Like, one video I've been thinking of doing, just impromptu, is actually wandering out a little walkway there and just talk about some things I've seen. I think that would be kind of an interesting video. I'll take suggestions. Just don't ask me to do something that's completely outside my skill set or something dangerous. Yeah. I'm not going to start, free climbing buildings or something like that. That's just nuts. Anyway, I'm just going to let you guys gape at these little lovely. That is Zora, and that is Brisket. They're both cats. Yes? You have something to say, Brisket? I think he's trying to decide who he'd rather hang with right now. Oh, nope, he's going for his favorite sleeping spot, and when it's not my arm. He'll do this ritual. He'll knead at his marshmallow bed, and then his brain will click into this process of whether or not he wants to decide to sleep in there or to sleep on my shoulder while I'm at the computer. But I think he's getting into sleeping there. And Zora actually has a lot of different sleep spots. That's one of them. One of them's on this chair. One of them's on any of those chairs. Sometimes she'll be up on those cupboards. Yeah, she doesn't actually sleep much in that drawer anymore. I've seen Brisket go in there a couple of times, but they don't really. Neither of them really go in there that much anymore. They usually just use the bottom drawer to get up on the counter whenever I'm doing something, like cooking, which I also enjoy. Someday I might do some cooking videos. I did get a new tripod for my father. I just haven't looked at it yet to see how I was going to get my phone mounted on it. But enjoy less of me babbling. And remember that this one is Brisket, and that one is Zora. And Brisket's tired of me reminding you. Don't mind the noises in the background. That's my washing machine. I'm just washing some towels. Looks like he's chosen to be the jelly filling in this donut. So long, everybody.